Hi there everybody, welcome back to another video here with me, Jenny Kirk, and today we've been up in the loft doing a lot more work, so I'm sure you're really interested to see just how things are going. So without further ado, let's take a look. Well, my voice is going to be really muffled because I'm wearing a mask at the moment. But we're up here in the roof space trying to get some work done. I sound out of breath because I am. It's really hard work, and breathing through this mask doesn't help either. So what I'm going to do is turn that round and you should just be able to see what I've been up to. You can see we've got the Celotex boards, foil backed, flame resistant, and they're screwed in across underneath the joists. And the reason for this is because it turns out the joists are not evenly spaced, so it proved impossible to cut this stuff to fit, or to buy this stuff ready cut to fit, and it was just a nuisance. So I decided to sacrifice a little bit of space for a better thermal fit. I've gone for fire resistant underneath the slates just in case any sparks from the chimney get through. What I don't want is them setting fire to the roof, so that's the reason that's imperative that we get fireproof underneath there. And then over the top I've got these sheets of 1-inch Jablite, which is like a solid insulation, again flame retardant, but you don't want it straight underneath the roof. So that's protected by the Celotex, which is about 2 inches thick. And then proof of concept, I had a piece of thin plywood left over, and that's holding everything together in a sandwich. So we're getting there. I've pretty much run out of the materials I need, but I've proved the concept. It is not going to be cheap, it has to be said. It cost me £50 for the pack of this stuff, and there's 10 sheets in it. But now that I know that I can't fit them between the roof spars, the idea may be to get bigger sheets, but they still have to fit through the loft hatch. So that's going to be the big sticking point. But I've proved the concept with this over here. So once that's all built up, I've gone right down to the lower purlins. Underneath there, I'm going to build a small wall which will be insulated, and all of this insulation that's on the floor is going to get pushed right to the back. So that'll plug everything off. It'll get pushed behind this sort of fake wall over here, and that's where we're up to. And it's going to be hard work, but doing it this way, just straight over the top of the roof spars, means that we've got actually a decent air gap on the other side of this Celotex board, which is important to stop condensation, anything like that. It just lets the roof breathe. Well, I'm going to call it a night now. I've done quite a few hours today. I still sound muffled because I'm still wearing a breathing mask, and you can see there's quite a change up here. I mean, you didn't really see much of it before, I suppose, from that found footage type video, but all of that like polythene has been removed. That's all in a box there to take away and bin. But most of the upper bit is done. There's still a little bit over there, and then I've got to go underneath the purlins round there and do some stuff, get all that done, and then do something with this corner. But it's certainly a lot better, and hopefully this shower of that's been coming from the underside of the slates should now be at an end. But man, this is hard work. It's supposedly winter, but it's actually really warm up here doing all of this. So I've got to go and get cleaned up. This wall will be a later project to insulate once I've got all the roofing stuff done. Tomorrow, I'm going to keep going with this Ecotherm, the Celotex stuff, but then I'm going to get a load of this sort of Jablite type insulation, about an inch thick, and a whole load of thin plywood, and that'll start the panelling, which will finish it off and get it to a point where I can start painting. But that's where we're up to. Anyway, a long hot bath and a nice cold beer, I think, is in order. Well, I've got into my engineering romper suit, as you can see here, basically a set of overalls. But engineering romper suit sounds a little bit better. But I'm getting ready to go up through the hatch and get on with the work. And I'm just going to show you some of the materials I've got. So this is the Jablite stuff. You can see it comes in packs, thin sheets, about an inch thick. But that is super light. Look at that. I'm lifting 2 fingers, an entire pack of that. And that's what we want. Really light, but good thermal efficiency. And coming into the back bedroom, I'll turn the light on, it might help a bit. Got some more packs of that. And then you can see here as well, we've got the Ecotherm, the Celotex stuff, all ready to rumble. It's quite a big pile. I think I may have overbought that, but don't worry, I will use it. That's the thing, you can never have too much insulation. And I saw a picture actually, I would name check them, but I can't remember who it was, on a Facebook group, posted a picture of their loft conversion, and they didn't allude to it themselves, but they'd used gaffer tape to cover the gaps in the exotherm board, and I thought that was a really good idea to stop any drafts blowing through. I've been trying to use bathroom sealant, and actually I was just making work for myself. This is a much better idea, so big thanks to that person. You probably don't know that you posted the inspirational picture that did the trick, but I went out and got a big double pack of duct tape. So all hail to the duck. Okay, well, we're up here. I sound muffled because I've got a breathing mask on. And actually, that's not stuck on right. This is gaffer tape that I'm sticking over the gaps. It's not sticking as well to the silver foil type stuff as I'd have hoped. But you can see in here now, I've removed another one of these temporary walls. I'm actually sat on it. It's an 8x4 sheet of thin plywood. I'm actually going to just reuse it because it's going to be perfect for the final lining on this, rather than messing about with the strips that I bought in order to fit them through there. So I have no idea how they've got this up here, but as it's up here, I'm going to use it. The tapping you can hear in the background is one of my neighbours is doing some DIY on the outside. They've got a leaking roof. Luckily, I don't have a leaking roof, but I do have an insulated roof, and it's going along great. Getting my way through all the material. This is all of the Ecotherm that I've got left, but there's another 2 packets of the Jablite. I'm going to make a start. I want to just insulate this big piece of roof here. I'm so pleased that I took down this wall. You can see the old water tank there, and the header tank is here. It just came straight out, so that is going to be whizzed. I don't really want that up here at all. It can just go. And the hole where it was, that's hopefully now going to be better insulated because it's part of the inside that's all lined. But I'm going to crack on now and see where we get to. I've still got a lot of finishing off. You can see the little angles in the corner, and then I've got to make an access hatch there to get round the back of this, which is staying for reasons which I'm not quite sure about, but I can't be bothered hoiking that out. It would give me a little bit extra room, but not that much, because that is quite far down into that alcove because of where the loft hatch is situated. But I think opening this up is going to add a huge amount of extra space, to the point where actually I could have oh my gosh, I could pretty much model most of Tyne Yard. Is going to be my plan. But I'm going to crack on, because talking to you guys doesn't get this work done, and I really want to get to a point where I can clear the insulation off the floor in here and start to clean up and actually have a clean room rather than this dusty, dirty room. It is getting cleaner. I think the worst of the job was done yesterday, but there we go. Anyway, look, you take care, and I shall speak to you in a bit. Well, I'm done for the weekend now. got to go back to work tomorrow, but you can see I've done an awful lot. Still got an area over there to do. That's just virgin roof, as it were, and that dividing wall either coming out or more likely just going to leave that and well insulate it, because I need somewhere to put all of the insulation that's already here. Seems a waste to just chuck it away. I'm not going to do that, so it's all going to get stuffed behind there and around underneath all of this. It looks really gloomy. That's just the camera, really. It's not as gloomy as you'd think. That hot water tank is a header tank, not used, completely disconnected, but I can't seem to get it out, and I don't want to be pulling and pulling in case I dislodge something that damages the ceiling. So it's not really in my way, and as a result I just stuff it full of spare insulation, and it will just remain. It's not going to be a problem. The other header tank, that's going to go for the bin. That came out very, very easily. This cabling's just for the CCTV system, so that's all going to get fitted in nicely. And down here, I've started finishing the edges. This is going to be like well underneath the model railway, so neatness is not an issue. What I'm doing is I'm folding back the insulation, wedging it to the purlin there, and then screwing everything together with some thin ply. So behind there is a wall of insulation which should sort any heat loss out. And over there in the corner, the first piece of jab light's gone in. That's just stuck on with grip fix. And I'll probably just keep going round like that just to give it a little bit of something extra. Again, it's all going to be hidden underneath the baseboards. And I'm going to put down some floorboarding, and that'll just be storage underneath there, because at the moment they look like bin bags, just black bags that were protecting the empty boxes for the various pieces that I've got in my collection. These will be able to be stored quite safely underneath the layout. They don't weigh very much, so weight's not really a big issue. And this wall here has still got to be insulated, so that'll be next weekend's big job. In fact, next weekend, which will be when the next video will get filmed, will be the progress on finishing off the roof space over there. I've got the jab light to put in that area. Here it's already on, stuck on with grip fix, and then I've got to panel it with the wood. And then over there, and I want some kind of, it's probably not going to show up very well, I want some kind of an access hatch there, just to be able to get into the bit of the roof that isn't actually going to form part of this room. And I think it's going to be really good. I'm, excuse me, a bit dusty. I've taken my mask off to be able to talk to you, because I thought that the dust levels would have dropped considerably with everything being enclosed, but apparently not quite as much as I thought. So I'm going to make this quick. I'm going to leave all the tools up here. I've turned the power off to the charger and that, but certainly I'm really pleased with progress. So that's really where we're up to. So still lining out, still not even a trace of model railway up here, but don't worry about it. It's going to come, and it's going to be huge. I really mean that, because those lower purlins are going to be the level at which the lower level is put in. And as you can see, by following the brick course to that wall, and then around here into that purlin, that's quite a distance from me. And the camera, what I'm seeing on the screen, makes it look quite small, but there we go. That's pretty much where we're up to. So there we are. Please excuse just how dirty I look. That's progress as it's come together. It's coming together quite quickly, actually. So I'm really pleased, and here's to the next video, where we'll finish off the roof boarding, lining everything out, and then it's simply a case of then tidying up in here. I've got to make it a clean room, as it were. Do a lot of cleaning and hoovering, and that then hopefully will get rid of the dust and the dirt. It's actually a lot better than it was, But until next time, don't forget to like this video, share it too, and also subscribe to the channel. You'll be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up. But until next time, thanks again for watching, and this is me, Jenny Kirk, absolutely filthy up here in the loft, but it's well worth it. You take very good care of yourself. Bye for now. Today's video has been brought to you in part thanks to the generous donation of my fans on Patreon, and an extra special huge thanks goes out to Anthony Kidson, Mark Anthony, Michael Churchwood, Mark McShane, Bob Threeton, Alec Ralph, Anthony Hunt, and William Wade. If you'd like to help support the show, head on over to patreon.com/Jennifer Kirk. Thank you. Today's video has been brought to you by my books, Bringing Home the Stars, Twinkle Little Star, and also you can get the complete comic collections of All Over the House, Books 1, Books 2, and also the wacky zany Life of Knob T. Mouse. Thanks, and catch you later.